Alright, gamers. Oh, fuck. Oh, god damn it. Oh, god, I had to... Hold on. Okay, fucking hell. I had the opening ready. I had the opening joke that I was gonna make all ready to go, all set. And I flashbanged myself by having the monitor on my fucking microphone so I could hear my own voice. That's not good. Also, what's going on? That's... Oh. Something's not right here. Hold on, give me a second. Okay, for fuck's sake, I don't know. Okay, for fuck's sake, I don't know what happened there, but I guess I had to calibrate my face record. Oh, for fuck's sake, I forgot. God damn it. This stream has just started, it's already a shit show. This is not good. Also, what the fuck? I just fixed it. Why is it... Give me more time. Okay, it should be better now. It's just the issue. I have a very specific thing that I want for my calibration for VTube Studio, right? It's because I have a dual monitor setup, but the camera that I'm using is attached to the top of one monitor, which means that when I look at it, I want it to be looking to the right because that's where all the... Like, I'm looking directly at the camera, but I want the model to be looking to the right, right? So I have to, like, calibrate a bunch of shit to get that to happen. Which... Is it working now? Should be. It's working better than before. And what the hell? I had all my settings like I wanted before I started, so why is it now just messing up so much? Okay, this should be good. This should be good. Like I have it like that. Okay. Fucking hell, that was a disaster of a fucking start to the... That was a disaster of a start to the stream. I had a joke that I wanted to make and I've forgotten what it was now. I have some grapes. I'll be eating those while I'm just... So, welcome, I guess. If this doesn't give you an idea of the quality of stream that you're watching, then I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, I'll be continuing to make that game that I was making last time. When was the last time I touched this project? That was like, what, 4 weeks ago? Like a month ago or something? I've been busy. That's a lie. I've been lazy. Lazy is what I've been. 4 months ago is too much. It would have been like 2. I probably was like a month ago. Oh man, I feel bad now. I feel guilty for not working on it as much as I should. But that's what I'm here to fix, right? So, here we go. Give me a second. Just gotta get everything set up. Hello, Ben. Taskbar behavior. Hide the taskbar so that it has more space. Boom! There we are. Okay, so let me just find this source and hide it a little bit there. Okay. So, here we are. What was I... Am I looking... So, this may not actually be working. Hold on. Hold on. God damn it, hold on. And this is awful. Why does nothing work? It worked last time. 1 second. It was fine last time. It was super fine last time, actually. Okay, for fuck's sake, now it should be working. I don't know what happened, man. I have no idea. Anyway, yeah. Anyway, yeah. Here I am. Here we are. Right, so I'm gonna need a bit of a refresher on this project because I don't remember what I was doing last time. What was going on? Right, so I made it so that you could spawn bullets, right? That's the whole point of this being a bullet hell and whatever and whatnot, right? So, okay. So that is done, but the bullets currently don't do anything, right? So, if we want the bullets to affect the enemy, right, so that's gonna be the thing that we want to do right now. So let's put this on our to-do thing. So currently making bullets affect enemy. Right? That'll be what we'll be doing today, hopefully. But, fuck. Okay, I just took a sip of my coffee and I realized that I forgot to put sweetener on it. Yes, I drink coffee with sweetener. That's how I like it. It just tastes like bitter asshole. So that was fun. Everything is going right today. Everything is going swimmingly. Didn't just Jesus Christ. Maybe I should just stream. It's like nothing is going right today. Maybe I should just stop. No, that would be a bad idea. That would be a bad idea. Okay. So I have a bit more recent practice with Godot, so I'm hoping that this is going to go a bit quicker than it usually does for me, right? So currently we have the player, we have the angel, we have all these things, and we want to get it to a point that... Oh, these folders are not very well organized, are they? That's fine, that's fine. Let's not worry too much about it. So we have this player bullet, right? And we want the enemy to react to it, right? So that probably means collision. That's what that usually means, right? So how do we handle this? First of all, okay. On this game camera, we have this targeter, have the angel, we have the player. Okay. So, first of all, if it means collision, then everybody who receives the collision is going to need to react to it, right? So that's sort of the deal here, right? Everybody involved in the collision needs to be set up for collision correctly. So, what that means in this case is that the enemy angel is going to need a hitbox, and the bullets are going to need a hitbox as well. So, how would I handle that? I have the angel here, and I have just a gathering of its sprites right here. This is the targeter, that is the arrow that will always be pointing, and which this script gets a reference to. Well, actually, it doesn't yet, but it will soon. So the angel is also going to need to react to stuff. It'll also need to have... So we're going to need a child node, and that's going to be a collision type. It's going to be... collision object. Would it be an area or would it be a static body? A static body is for... physics body. But I don't want it to bump into things, actually. I don't want things to bump into it. I just want it to react to things. So it should be an area, right? So here we go. And this is going to be the hurt area, right? And the area needs a shape, so we have to give it a shape. Shape, 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 shape. Where's the shape? There it is. Collision shape. And then the collision shape actually needs the shape. We could go a bit fancier than that and try to get it to do like the collision of the wings and everything, but for this purpose I think it'll be better if the area is just circle around the center. Because the player auto-aims anyway, so the aim being a little bit off is not really a factor, right, is it? Not for this guy. Every bullet should reach it. So we need the thing to be large enough that it can catch all the bullets, but still small enough that the bullets won't disappear before they're supposed to. This thing has a couple animations, so it's probably not a big deal if it's off by a little bit, but still, it's better to have it be just sort of very close to the shape that the thing looks, right? So we have this, right? And next we have to set the collisions here. So first of all, should this thing react to taking a bullet, or should the bullet react to taking it? Well, ideally it would be a reaction that goes both ways, right? Because we don't want the functionality of either of one to have to depend solely on the other, right? So the bullet should be in charge of making itself disappear when it hits a valid target, but the valid target should be in charge of reducing its own life when it detects a bullet. So it needs to be detected, so it needs to be in a layer. Let's say that layer 1 is for the player, so we're gonna use layer 2. We're gonna rename this layer, and this is going to be the enemy layer, right? And then it is going to be looking for bullets, right? So we're gonna need a third layer that is going to be for bullets, but the bullets are going to need to be different depending on whether they're player bullets or enemy bullets, because this guy shoots his own bullets, right? That's the idea. So we're going to need 2 layers for that. So if layer 1 is bullet, layer 2 is enemy. Layer 1 is player, layer 2 is enemy. Layer 1 is player, 2 is enemy, 3 is player bullet, 4 is enemy bullet, and we have sort of that pattern. So this thing should react to the player's bullets. So we're gonna call that layer 3. Right? And let's rename the others while we're at it. So enemy bullets, and then this one for the player layer. There we go. So it is in the enemy layer, and it reacts to the player bullets layer. And the cool thing about this is we can set as many as we want, but right now those are the only ones, right? Right. So essentially, this is an area that has its own functionality defined here in these signals. And we want it so that when something enters this area, it should send a message to the script that controls all of this, that is the angel script, right? So we shall do that, right? Let's send this message. Should the bullets be a body or be an area? It feels like they should be an area, right? Like, actually, if anything, this game should have very few bodies, because I don't really want things to move and react to each other's movement very much, right? The player is a body. But yeah, nothing should bump into this, right? Nothing should like hit it as like a wall. So it should be another area. So when an area enters the hurt area, the angel is going to react. And the thing that it is going to do is... Well, right now, let's just print a message. And then we'll figure out what we actually want to happen. But for right now, we'll just print a message so that we can test it. So, that's the angel half of this handled, right? And then there's the bullet half. So the bullet, the player bullet specifically, has to it has to have an area as well, right? Should be, yeah, it should be an area, because I just decided that that's what the thing was going to be. So player bullet, add child node, and we're gonna give it a area, right? And this is the what should we call it? It's like collision area. I don't want to call it collision because that creates confusion. These are areas, so they don't technically collide, right? In terms of like the Godot physics system. So let's say impact area, sure. Impact, as in bullet impact, right? Impact area, right? And then this area needs a shape. Collision shape 2D, and this shape is going to be another circle. Actually, that's kind of exactly the right size, isn't it? So then this is going to... The area, whenever it senses that it has entered or it has been entered by something else, it is going to shoot a signal back to the bullet script. Ooh, okay, so here's an issue, right? First of all, let me set something else up. The area, we gotta set its collision, so the area is in the player bullets layer, and it is looking for the enemy, right? So that's the only one that will detect. So, okay, good. But here, we are encountering a bit of an issue, right? Because, I don't know if this is going to make sense. But the issue here is that the I need this script to work for both the player, because this script is just the base bullet script, right? We need this script to work for both the bullets that the player shoots and the bullets that the enemy shoots, right? So that's the whole point of making it a common script, right? Like that I can reuse it in that way. So I have to think about that when I modify it in any way. Let's see. So but except no, right? Because, okay, the reason I was thinking that it might not work is because if they're looking for different types of who they can collide with, then I would have to write different, like, you know, I have to check if this area counts as the type that I needed to count for, right? And if I have to do that, then if I type it into the script, right, then that means that it has to be different whether it's the player bullet or the enemy bullet. But actually, the way that I check for the right collision is by setting these layers. So it doesn't matter what area enters it, just by knowing that the signal has been called, we already know that it is the right thing, right? So actually, I don't need to worry about that. Okay. Happened to. So, basically, each time a bullet enters the enemy, we should be seeing these two things happen, right? We should be seeing both those lines get printed, like the one that says happen and the one that says happen to. So if I shoot one bullet, happened to. Okay, should be once per bullet. 1, 2, 3. Okay, yeah. Okay, it works, right? The signals are firing correctly. So that's a good sign. But now we need it to actually have an effect. So the easier half of the effect is on the bullet, right? The bullet only needs to do one thing. It needs to disappear when it. Oh, hold on, actually. Yeah, the bullet only needs to do one thing, right? It needs to disappear when it encounters its objective, right? So that is super easy. I just go here, you're free, right? But there's an issue, right? In that, actually, hold on, I'm realizing something. Okay. Okay. Just, I needed to check if I was having mic issues because I moved it and the cable can be because electrical noise and everything, whatever. But there's an issue here, right? Because I'm realizing that if the bullet destroys itself before the enemy has an opportunity to react, to it, this might prevent the bullet from dealing damage. So I need to be certain that every single time that one signal is fired, the other one is being fired too. And that's something I'm not sure about. When. Well, the bullets are being correctly consumed, so that's good. No clue about whether the function is being like... Okay, let's... Yeah, it doesn't seem like there's any occasion where like it doesn't react, right? Seems to be like every time just sort of works. Um. So okay, let's go forward with the assumption that it does. There's nothing that will make me think that it doesn't, right? Like if this works the way that I think it does, then there should be like a physics step, and then from that physics step, all collisions are registered, and then the signals get fired just in order. And if one collision causing object disappears in between that, that doesn't affect it because the signals have already been queued to happen, right? That's how my intuition says that it should work, and if that is the case, then it should be fine. If not, we'll find out anyway, so. Okay, so that is the bullet correctly reacting to the enemy. Now the enemy has to correctly react to the bullet. And in here we have an issue, because the enemy doesn't yet have health or any functionality related to health, right? And so I have to wonder how to implement that in the first place, right? Right, because the way this should work is that the enemy has like should have many different phases in which its behavior changes, and these phases should go forward according to how much health the enemy just has. So you take one health bar and there's another health bar, right? And you just go over and over and over again, right? So that health system, I mean, this angel scene is really just the physical presence of the angel, right? And in order to split functionality into many different parts, I feel like each enemy firing pattern should probably be its own scene by itself, right? And so the angel can then just have a library of all of those, and then whenever one of those runs out of health, the enemy can, this object can just swap it, right? Or alternatively, you could have a health system that just exists outside of this thing, right? You know, like this thing be a puppet. So this thing is in charge of firing the bullets, but the way that the bullets are being fired is being determined by a parent object that is like the brain, right? And it should react differently depending on how much health you have. And so in that case, right, then this thing should just send a signal to that parent saying, hey, I lost 1 health, right? Hey, I detected that a bullet hit me, so we should be losing 1 health. Right? Because I know this is a remake of the game that I already made, but hopefully I would like to make it so that it has more attack types, right? So that it could be more engaging. Okay, the debugger is complaining about something. Yeah, okay. I don't care about this. How about this? Same thing. Don't care. No, this is fine. I don't care. Is this? Yeah, this is fine. I don't care. Okay, so how would I handle that, right? Because essentially, I'm hesitant to give this guy its own health that is inherent, because a health bar feels like something that could work on its own and it could create its own scene. And so if that's the case, then I want to do it, because then I get to have, like, for example, multiple enemies or something like that, right? But since the logic of the attacks that the guy is using is tied to the amount of, to the phase that the health is currently at, right? Hmm. But if that's the way that it works, then who should hold the health, right? The health bar or the enemy, right? Because you can imagine anything that has health is going to work in similar ways, right? So thinking. Right, because in the game there are bullets, right, that have their own health, right? So the idea is that those would be able to display a thing on top. So how do I handle the faces? That's the main issue. How do I handle the faces? Should the faces be a thing that is added to the health? The health bar should display all the different faces that the enemy has, right? So because you want that, right? You want a health bar to just sort of be over and another one to appear, but you don't want it to appear from nowhere. You want there to be a hint that this health bar is there, right? Or a health display. You want the player to be able to see it so that it doesn't, so that when you're in the last one, you sort of like have a hint that it is the last one, so that it doesn't come across like bullshit that'll never end, right? And I also like the idea of showing you how many there are at the beginning of the game. Like, I think that's sick. Like, you just see a health bar that fills, and then another, and another, and another, and those are all the phases that you're gonna have to make it through. Like as a little intro cutscene, I think that would be great. But I'm just kind of stuck on how that should work. I guess having one health bar I can keep track of like many faces, right? Faces like, you know, like several health bars stacked on top of one another, but have that as like one object, right? Might be the play. And then those are being right, but how do I handle the faces? Well, I guess the angel could have another a game of an object inside of it that is just the brain, right? Or more than that, just the bullet producer. So it will have like a library that has like all of the patterns, right? Or just different different scenes that are all a pattern, and so the current would just sort of get switched out, right? Right, so the health bar, the health display should be subordinate to this thing. The question is, should this thing be keeping track of the health, or should the subordinate health bar be keeping track? No, the subordinate health bar should be keeping track, because then I can reuse that health track keeping script for the player, or for bullets, or for something else, right? So yeah. So we're gonna need a health bar that is subordinate to this script, right? Okay, yeah. I've decided. That's how it's gonna work. So that means that we're gonna have to work on a health bar right now, right? That shouldn't be too difficult. So since this is something that we're gonna want to reuse on multiple things, I'm going to want it to be a thing here. So let's create a folder. This is going to be health bar. And for right now, we're not gonna worry about how the health bar looks. We're gonna just make it look pretty shit. This is going to be a health bar. And I call it a bar, but right now it's not even gonna be a bar. Right now it's just going to be a number. So we're gonna add a child node. This is going to be like a label right there. Okay. And in here we're gonna have like, I don't know, HP 1000, just as an example, and then we're gonna give this a script, and it's going to be like, yeah, HP number. This is just to check the functionality, like, so that we can properly hook up the angel. So it's not gonna, none of this is gonna be final. So this is going to be the health bar. Yep, health bar. Extend the control class. We're going to need an export to the label. So variable label, or rather, yeah, text of type label. And then we're gonna need a couple functions. Okay, so first off, this script is going to be referenced by whoever needs a health bar. So we're gonna need a name for it. So class name health bar, like that. And then we are going to we're going to need to create a couple functions that allow this to work, right? So take function called take health. Take health, that doesn't feel right. Take damage, and then the amount of damage that is taken. Take damage, right? And it receives an int mount, which is an int. And, you know, okay, so yeah, we're gonna need a couple variables that this thing is in charge of keeping track of. So the variables are health, variable health, let's say, okay, let's, I really need to pee, so give me a second, I'll be right back. Alright, back we are. Great. Oh, hold on. Right, I really need to change this BGM. Okay, so I have this take damage that will take the amount of damage. So we have this health variable that is going to be of type int because I'm not expecting that I'm going to use decimal numbers. We're going to have this take damage function that will receive a number, and if received, will subtract the number that it received from the health. Health equals minus equals amount, right? And from there it should end, shouldn't it? Right. So that is for the health. We're gonna need a function that we're gonna need a function that updates the label. So func updates bar, just like that. And the only thing that it should do is take the label. So text text, and to it write just HP colon and then add to it string health. So that'll give us the number, right? And then each time you take damage, you should update the bar, right? Update the bar. Actually, should it be take damage? I feel like that, because I want to use it when you gain health, but when you gain health, like, should it do something different? I guess it displays in a different way sometimes, so let's just allow for those to be different functions. And then we'll think about what that means later. Okay, so that is for the health, but then we have the whole phase thing that I wanted to implement. Well, okay, tell you what, since right now we're only trying to test whether the enemy reacts correctly, let's just leave this as it is for now, right? And so we're gonna have like this, and we're gonna have like, oh no, we're gonna need an initial amount of health, right? So on ready, yeah, so on ready at on ready, this variable should be filled with like the number 1,000, right? Actually, no. No. We want to export it, don't we? Well, yes, but we want to export the total health. Yeah, because we want to max out, right? So add export. So add export variable max health of type int, and then on ready we're going to make sure that this health equals that. So function ready health equals max health. So this game object, this health bar, this scene is the one that is going to be in charge of keeping track of the enemy health. And actually, in order to make this work nicely, we are going to want this to be anchored to the middle. Yeah, like that, but not quite. We want this to be anchored to the middle, but we also want it to be aligned to the middle. So horizontal line center. No, that's for the font. That's exclusively for the font. Which should be center too, but that's layout. Actually. Yeah, this makes more sense. Okay, so yeah. Because this is not going to be, this is going to be in a physical place in the scene, right? This is not going to be like, you know, this is not like UI, it's not going to be following the screen, so I'm not going to put it inside of a canvas layer. So this position needs to be the middle so that it just reacts nicely. And then this is the text, your max health is 1000 right now. Right? So then what we do is we, to the angel, add one of those. So we give you one, this is your health bar, and you have it as a child. And we are going to put it, right here, right for now. Later we're gonna make it look nice and we're gonna make it actually a bar, but for right now it's just gonna be a number. So now, in order for the angel to communicate with it, the only thing that it should need to do is, well, first it's gonna need a reference to it. Export var of type out bar. This is why we gave it the type later. It's so that it's going to tell us the functions that exist within it. So take damage, like that. The thing is, take damage, expect a number, but I want to just be able to take 1 health every time, right? When I call the function, but like when I call the function without a parameter, I want it to take 1 health. So this is an example of what sniffy OOP assholes would call polymorphism, and I just go having multiple options. Polymorphism is good. I just think polymorphism is good. I just think that the term is pretentious. Take damage. If you call the function take damage without a parameter, then I want that to mean take damage with a parameter of 1. Oh, wait, really? Godot doesn't do polymorphism? Well, if it does it, it's not like this. Oh shit, I didn't realize. I mean, I complain about the term being pretentious, and then I'm using it, right? So what does that say about me? Godot. Really? Do you mean it doesn't? I'm looking into Reddit. This is... Or not Reddit, I'm looking it up on Google. Oh, it's not polymorphism, it's overloading. I mean, it is technically polymorphism, but... See, now I look pretentious. I wanted to use a term and then I said it wrong. Overloading. GD script overloading functions. What does Google say? As usual, people just not answering the question. Brilliant. I love it. I love programmers so much. I'm not finding what I want. Pseudocode for a shoot 'em up framework. I want to make sure that input is handled by its own controller node and then pass to the appropriate character node. I can simply pass it to a human controller. Fucking hell, am I using the wrong words? These people are not even not even close to discussing the thing that I want, that I need an answer to. Fucking, I'm just writing fucking caveman speak. Make function. Make two functions, same name, different parameters, GD script. Fucking hell, okay, allowing multiple functions, different, describe the pressure, whatever. How many diagrams system like I'm trolling? This is the best effort I was able to come up with, given it, understand how compiler works in detail. Okay. Hold on, what? The main problem is that this can significantly increase the call dispatch time since we can't always know what function to call until it is time to do so. Even if only the number of arguments were considered, this would incur a penalty on all function calls, even those that are not over. How is that? Really? That doesn't sound true. Wait. Oh, I'm stupid, right? because the language is statically the language isn't because the language isn't statically typed, so I can just do shit like this. Like I can just ask for a variable and then not be sure if the variable is going to be given. Yeah, that explains what. Yeah, okay, fucking that was silly. No, it didn't. Okay, well then. Okay, why are you not implementing this then? Oh, shut up, asshole! Jesus! Okay, there's the answer. Fucking hell, Reddit goddamn sucks, man. It's just people just not being helpful. And it's fine if you don't want to help, but like, why even reply? Just to be like, oh, that's a bad idea, actually. The thing that you want to do, I think that only idiots do it. Yeah, shut the fuck up. Fucking idiot. I hate programmers so much. As one, right? Yeah, so it turns out that you can just do this. Also, this is JavaScript. Oh, fucking hell. This is JavaScript. Why did I think this was Godot? Does it still work? Non-existent function take damage in base L. Oh yeah, because the angel hasn't. Yeah. I just forgot to. Here's your health bar. Okay, that works. Jesus. Okay, so does that work the way that I think it does, or did I just get tricked into writing something that is stupid? So, like, if I make this number 100, is it gonna take 100 health each time? Yes, it will. Okay, so that does work. Fucking hell. Okay. Jesus. So that was a silly diversion. That was complete fucking waste of time. Okay, so now the enemy is reacting to this to receiving bullets, right? It is sending that reaction towards the health and everything. Okay. So there's one other thing that I want the bullets to be able to do, and I will need them to disappear whenever they touch the corners of the screen. For the for the bullets that the player shoots, that's not a problem since they're always aimed at the angel, so it should consume them every time, but the angel will shoot its own bullets and they need to disappear at the world borders. So these should be how do these work? Oh, okay, they're just boundaries. Okay. So these should be in a layer that is of their own, and they don't need to detect things, honestly. Okay, so these should be in a layer that is called boundary, right? And then the player bullets should detect these boundaries, so collision boundary, right? So these bullets are going to now, you know, when they yeah. So these bullets should now detect that sort of thing and just kill themselves. That should be how it works. Right, okay, so we have that. So okay, hold on. Right, so it works. So I can just offset all health management offset, just derivate, what's the word I'm looking for? Delegate. I can just have the angel delegate all health management to this health bar, right? And then when the angel reaches a threshold, right? It's the health bar that sends a signal to the angel saying, "Hey, this happened. Hey, you need to do this. Hey, you need to switch to the next pattern. Hey, you gotta, etc., etc." Right? So the idea would be then that this health bar needs to have that functionality too. So it needs to have different phases, right? Because I want the enemy to go through a different amount of phases, right? So let's just sort of test that. So first of all, we need, right, rather than max health, it should probably have, we need an array, right? We need an array, and this array should have the amounts of health for all the different phases that the enemy has, right? So health amounts, or phase healths, health, phases, just phases. It's going to be an array of ints. But it's going to be what the health is for each phase, right? So then we have how the fuck did I spell that? Phases, like that, right? So you have many phases per each health bar, or each object that is keeping track of health, right? So having that, I'm gonna need to keep track of which one I'm currently on. So current phase, just an int, and then when you're ready, this phase should be just 0, right? That's kind of useless. I think it's initialized at 0, but it doesn't make a difference, right? So okay, so you have that. Right. Max health should change as phases just sort of change, shouldn't it? So then, yeah, so the max health shouldn't equal max health. Or rather, yeah, max health to be equal to, because it changes, right? I'm gonna have different phases that are gonna have different amounts of health. So yeah, I am going to need to keep track of max health. That's just gonna make things easier, right? Max health should be equal to phases per phase, right? And then health is going to be equal to max health. So this shouldn't be exported. This should be just a variable that is internal, okay? Like this. Then, right. So then, whenever you take damage and your health is smaller or equal to 0, you should change phase, right? So if health is smaller or equal to 0, then Then we want to advance phase, right to the next phase. So phase, add 1, and then to health, add the amount of health in this new phase, right? So it's not phase, it's current phase. Yeah. And then the amount of health we add, the amount of health in that phase, right? This is all going to be displayed beautifully at some other instance when I figure it out, right? So yeah, okay. And then when you add health, the opposite should happen, but we're gonna think of that later. And then if current phase is equals the size of this array, then that means that we've already depleted the last phase of health, so we can just print a message or something, right? Print it. And obviously it's gonna have some actual functionality later. And size is a function, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, okay. So then when we update the bar, I want to also add the text base colon string current phase, right? This is just to test it, obviously. Later on, I'm gonna actually make it look nice and like give it an actual proper health bar. This is just so that I can test the reaction, right? So does that work? Well, actually it won't, because you don't have any phases. The health bar needs to be given some default phases, doesn't it? Right, so the enemy starts with, like, I don't know, let's give it 3 phases. One with 10 health, one with 100 health, and that's 1,000. One with 100 health, and one with, like, 10 again. 50. Make it a different number just to test, right? And also on initialization, what you should do is update the bar. Like that. So phase 0, 10 health. Then phase 1, 100 health. Then phase 2, 15 health. And then it crashes, but that's fine. Right, so it did print that, didn't it? Can I see the output? Yes, okay. So else do this, right? Okay, so we have a system for keeping track of different phases of health, but the thing that has to react to those phases is not going to be the life bar, but rather it's going to be the angel, right? So I need to give this thing signals that it can send to the angel so that the angel can actually react to them. And, you know, since this is a thing that we can add to other elements, to those as well. So let's create those signals. So first of all, a signal needs to be shot when you go to next phase, right? So signal phase changed, and it should give you the number of the phase. Phase number, which is an integer. And then it also needs to have another signal for when it takes the last phase off, right? So signal phase just killed, right? Just last. Just out of health. Out of health. Health depleted. Let's call it health depleted. Health depleted. And that'll just be a signal that shoots, right? So then health depleted is fired here. And phase changed. What do you mean not declaring the current scope? I declared it right here. Do I have to do this? What? Am I just getting the syntax wrong? Where is that? Go to signal declaration. Yeah, I know how to use them from the thing. How to use them in script. What do you mean? Oh, I just... There you go. That was silly. Okay, so then for the phase change, that one is emitted here. And the phase number is current phase. Right? Like that. Like that, actually. Yeah. Okay. So now those are going to show up here, and I can just fire those at the angel so that the angel can properly react, right? As of right now, that reaction really... Like, I really haven't programmed the reaction, right? So I've just given myself a framework that I can program that reaction to, right? But let's test that that works just by giving it a reaction to just die, right? To just, not even to die, actually, to just be disappeared. So let's just do that. So, to just destroy the game object. So, the game object, the scene. So, let's have it so that when the health is fully depleted, the angel will Q3. And this is just to test. It's going to actually have like a game over sequence when that happens. Okay, so when you make the angel disappear, some stuff breaks. What is it? It's the targeter. What do you mean? What? What do you mean? This process shouldn't keep going because it shouldn't keep going because its parent has been destroyed, right? No, because this is the angel's targeter, the player's targeter. Right. Okay. So if target node, it wasn't there a way to check to see if it was valid? Is valid? If is valid, if instance valid target node, then do that. Otherwise, just don't bother. Don't do anything. Yeah, okay, that works. That just straight up works. Okay, good thing. So it should also be receiving a signal, this angel. when well, it's not receiving it because I haven't hooked it up, but it's able to. I can just double click this and it'll just receive the signal every time it changes phase. And obviously for the angel, that is going to be like, oh, right, I've received the signal. I gotta switch up my attack pattern, right, because I've gotten, you know, X amount of health taken off of me or whatever, right? That's the idea. So, how long have I been at this for? 1 hour and 21. Okay, that's not a lot of time, but honestly, I have done good progress. And I am excited for what I'm going to do in a bit, which is playing a game that I haven't played on stream before. So I'm hoping that that goes well. And because there may be some setup involved, I think it's probably a good idea to switch now, because I'm still overall happy with the amount of progress that I've made. Honestly, the amount of progress that I'm doing seems very small, but that is only because I'm not streaming this. I'm not doing this as often as I should be, right? Like, this has been going slow, but it's not because every session has been little progress. I mean, it has been, but I'm fine with that, right? But the thing that I'm not fine with is that these sessions happen like fucking once every 2 weeks. I wish they would happen more often. So really, that's what I need to do. Just stuff. I have a lot of things that I'm doing, though, is the thing, right? I mean, I told you that I was in a game jam earlier and everything. So it's not like I don't feel dissatisfied with my own personal productivity. I just feel dissatisfied with my own personal productivity on this particular project. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna have to shift my priorities a bit so that I can allow some more time for this to happen, right? We'll see how that works, but for now, that should be me done with this. Okay, so the thing that I'm going to do is right here what I want to do next, right? So that I next time I start this up, I already have like an idea of something to do. So the thing that I should do is there are basically two options right now. Either I start working on enemy behavior and shooting patterns, right? Or I make the health bar nicer. Nicer looking, right? I get the feeling that what I want is to make the health bar nicer looking first. Well, not more nicer looking necessarily, but just to give it the functionality so that it actually looks like a health bar, right? And then no. I should do right. I should do the other stuff first, but first I have to make the player react to the enemy bullet. So let's just call it killing the player. So that'll be the thing that we're working on at the beginning next time. And for now, I'm just going to be right back, and later, after I'm back, we will be playing a new game. I don't know why I'm trying to be so mysterious about it, because I totally just said what the game was going to be last stream, didn't I? And obviously, because I have such loyal viewers, they will remember, right? Oh, one of you. Alright, so, and yeah. Gonna be right back.